Hello, all you magnificent people, Derpo the Magnificent here, and today, if you're planning on going outside, you may want to take an umbrella, cause there's a slight risk of rain. I'm not sorry. So, this is a 2D side-scrolling shoot-'em-up sort of roguelike type game. I play a lot of these games. I friggin' love roguelikes. They're my favorite games of all time. It's my favorite, what's the genre of game? Yeah. So, I have actually already tried to record this game, but it didn't go well because I was explaining absolutely everything there is to explain about this game, and there's a lot to explain, so it was just me talking in a really boring manner, and I ran out of disk space and wasn't able to actually show you the ending. So I'm not gonna do that this time around. Instead, I'm gonna just play the game. We'll see how it goes. So, I will first show you all the characters, because I've got them all unlocked. We got the Commando, he just uses, like, double pistols and stuff. He's awesome. We got the Enforcer, who's terrible and awful and everyone hates. He's got a shotgun and a big riot shield and stuff. He's kind of cool, I guess, but I hate him. And then we got the Bandit, who's really fun to use if you have the right setup. And then we got the Huntress, the noobiest character, sort of, and probably the best beginner character, even though it's pretty difficult to unlock, or it just takes a lot of time to unlock. And we got Handi, who is ridiculously fun, but generally difficult to use. Then we have the Engineer, who is probably, I don't know, tied with the Huntress in noobiest character. These two, when I first started playing the game, these two were the best characters ever, and they were just amazing. Miner, the one you play if you're an insane, you just have a death wish for yourself. The Miner is such a terrible character and very difficult to use, but really good at the same time. I don't know. Then we have the Sniper, completely useless unless you're playing with the glass artifact or playing with co-op. Now, right quick, I'm going to assume that all of you know what's going on. I'm going to explain some things, but like the artifacts and stuff, because those are, well, I'm doing the quotation marks, the air quotes, new. But yeah, I'll explain those. But anyways, yeah, we got the Sniper. He's really fun to play, like, if you have the glass artifact, but other than that, he's very, very difficult to play as. Acrid, who's actually a very, very good character if you know how to use him, but otherwise he's just sort of there. The Mercenary, he has a laser sword, and he's amazing, and he's super cool and super fun to play, but basically all these characters are super fun to play. The only people I don't like playing as are friggin' the Miner and the Enforcer. Everyone else I love playing as. And then we have the Loader, who just, you know those in Aliens, like the second movie, if you haven't seen it, whatever, but you know in that movie, like at the end there, when Ridley gets in like the giant, like, yellow construction loader mech thing, that's basically what this guy is. He's in one of those, but smaller. He is amazing, and I love him. And then the Chef, because, well, it's a chef. He throws glaives and stuff at people. I quite like him. So, I don't really know who to pick, because they're all amazing. I think maybe what I'll do is do, like, one run-through with each character. Not in this video. That would take ages. It'd be, like, 7 hours long. Who's a really good character? We're just gonna start with the Commando to start with, actually. That actually sounds like a really good idea. If you actually want to see me play through each of the individual characters, then let me know. I could do silly, quirky runs for each of them and stuff. Maybe Risk of Rain will become a regular thing. I don't know. A lot of people have been wanting me to play this game. That's all I know, so. Anyway, we're going to play as the Commando. We are also going to have the Glass and Command artifact, which they pretty much do what they say. Glass, you do way more damage, but you start out with a ridiculously small amount of health. There is a workaround for this, and once you get the item that works as a workaround, then it's super easy. And then Command, you just get to choose your items. So with this together, you are a god, and you are invincible. And we're going to play on Rainstorm difficulty. So, here we go. And we're in. So, I know I said I wouldn't be doing any explaining or anything like that, but I am going to do some explaining. Okay, just getting used to the controls. I haven't played this in a while. So, yeah, each character has 3 four different abilities. They got their regular attack, which for the commando, it's just firing his pistols, bam, 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 bam. And then you got your, this one down here, you got your full metal jacket, which is a bullet that passes through enemies, and basically it's just one big giant piercing shot, and it's awesome. And it one-shots dudes really easily. Now, this is with glass on, so I'm doing way more damage than I normally would be. And then we got the tactical dive, which is just a dodge. You're invincible while dodging, like Dark Souls or whatever. Never played Dark Souls, but I know how that works. And then we got suppressive fire, which is basically just brrrah! You just shoot a whole bunch of bullets all at once, and it's very cool. I really like this game. This game's freaking awesome. Get up there. Boom, get wrecked. So yeah, you kill the enemies, you get the XP, and then you run over here and you get the chest. This is really cool. And the chests have items in it, and you get items, you get super powerful, and then you fight the bad guys, and oh no, it's a jellyfish! Here he comes! Whoa, there he is! Jellyfish is scary, especially early game. Okay, we're gonna get this thing. This is Soldier Syringe. You shoot faster with this thing. It's awesome. Wow, I'm already explaining everything. Except last time I was explaining, like, the basic game mechanics and stuff, which you can probably figure out just by looking at the screen. Each of the levels are sort of randomly generated. There's, like, sets of levels that you can get. You will always get, like, one of two levels, and then that one of two levels has, like, one of two variations. So it's a little bit random, but after playing for a while, you will eventually just see everything. So yeah, you want to go around, you want to kill enemies, and then you want to find this teleporter here. It's all big and scary and looks like a devil's head, and then you want to activate it, which I don't actually want to do that right now because I'm not powerful enough. I want to get a little bit more items before I go and just commit suicide. See, like I said, lots of people have been wanting me to do this for some reason. Like, probably more people than, like, is normal for me. I mean, like, there's not really a lot of YouTube comments, but over on TCF, the Terraria Community Forums, that's where I get... That's actually pretty much where I started my channel. That's why I had such a good start, is because I had amassed quite a following on that website. And a lot of people over there have been asking me to do Risk of Rain, so, yeah. Oh yeah, that's another thing. If you want to talk to me or whatever, like at any point, about anything at all, for any reason, you could... There's several options. One, you could leave a comment. I like reading comments and responding to comments and stuff, unless it's just something stupid and pointless. But, oops, did not need to use that. Yeah, another option is you could go, like, if you wanted to, you could go make an account on TCF, the Terraria Community Forums, and talk to me there. I have, like, an Ask Me Anything type thread thing. Maybe a little bit difficult to find, I don't know. Maybe I put a link to it down in the description. There's probably a link down there right now, actually. Go check. Yeah, just go check. Alright, I'm gonna go activate the teleporter. So yeah, making an account on there is free and stuff, and the community is absolutely wonderful. It's one of the best online communities I've ever, like, seen. Ever. I haven't seen too many. The only forums I've ever really been a part of were Minecraft forums and Terraria forums. And Terraria is infinitely better than Minecraft. Minecraft forums are full of, well, people. And a lot of undesirable types of people. I don't know. But yeah, go make an account there. It's great. The community is awesome. Come say hi to me. I'm Derpo the Magnificent over there, obviously. So, we're gonna activate the teleporter. We're gonna fight the boss. Here we go. Oh, so yeah, once you activate the teleporter, you gotta survive for 90 seconds. I think it's like 70 seconds on easy and 120 on hard. So yeah, it's a giant worm, you know, not a big deal. You're probably thinking, whoa, it's a big worm. That's one thing I really like about this game, is just the scale. Your character is so tiny, and just he's like 4 or 5 pixels tall. And so when you get creatures like the giant magma worm, it's just like, whoa, what is that? Ooh, holy crap. Okay, we're gonna get this one. This makes all of my attacks explode. Yep, that was probably a bad idea. You're gonna be hearing a lot of that now. Rock golems, oh no. So yeah, the item I picked up down in the bottom right corner, that thing right there, see? That is called the infusion. That basically completely invalidates glass. So you know how you start out with super low health or whatever? With that item, the infusion, you actually get 1 max health every single time you kill an enemy. So As long as you're not stupid and you're careful in the early game, you can just build up a normal amount of health, but still have the added 500% bonus, and just wreck everything. It's extremely broken, but I love it. So yeah, now that the 90 seconds are up, we have to destroy all the remaining enemies and make it to the teleporter to go to the next level. So there we go, first level done in about 5 minutes. These right here are gambling statues. I hate them to death. That was Monster Tooth. I did not mean to get that. Ooh, alright, so we got a use item. Yeah. There's 4 different types of items. There's common items, white, there's green items, which are uncommon, and then there's red items, which are rare, and then there's orange items, which are use items, as you can see right there. It's a key. What that does is it opens all chests on screen, and a little bit off screen, too. It's a very, very good item, and I generally like to get it as fast as possible when I'm playing with the command artifact on. Command, of course, being the one that lets you choose your items. So yeah, most of the artifacts aren't actually beneficial. A lot of them are challenge artifacts, like there's one where every single enemy that dies just blows up into a huge amount of, like, explosive landmine thingies. And the bigger and more dangerous the enemy, the more mines it splits into, so it's pretty terrifying. Generally, on the second level, it's a good idea to just find the teleporter as fast as possible and activate it as soon as possible. I don't exactly remember why. It just sort of is. It almost never ends up going badly. But, you know. What else I'd like to point out, this is a very difficult game to sort of get into. It took me very, very many deaths and runs to actually start to get used to the controls, because the control scheme is a little bit weird. Wow. So, but once you get into it, it's a very, very fun game. It has quickly become my all-time favorite roguelike. Like, I'm not even joking. I like it more than Binding of Isaac Rebirth, which I know a lot of people are like, "What? You can't do that! Binding of Isaac Rebirth is the best. It's the best roguelike in the world. You can't. No, you can never like anything better than that." And honestly, I do. Binding of Isaac Rebirth is a phenomenal game, and I really do like it. But I just like to... This game is just so much more fun to play. I don't know. It doesn't have the longevity of Binding of Isaac Rebirth, but... And it doesn't have nearly as much content. But it's just... What is there is amazing and really fun to play, and I just love every second of it. I don't really think I've ever had a time in which I didn't enjoy this game. I always enjoyed it. The only time I didn't really enjoy it too much is at the very start, when I sucked at it and died every 3 seconds. That's the thing with this game, is you could be stupid powerful, but then if you, like, jump into a whole bunch of enemies, there's no, like, invincibility frames or anything, so you'll just get annihilated. You gotta be really freaking careful. Oh gosh. Get wrecked! Yep. Haven't found the teleporter yet. Okay, so I think I know where the teleporter is. First, I want to go back and actually get a chest that I missed back here. It's a big chest. Big chests, they always give you a green item unless it's a red item. I've never actually gotten a white item from a chest, so... Here we go. We're gonna get some good... Nope, we're not. Just use it quickly. If you don't pick an item quickly enough, then it will actually purchase the statue again, as well as pick an item, so it's kind of annoying. That's not the item I wanted, but I had to pick something quickly. Okay. Yeah. Soldier syringes stop stacking at about... I think it's 7 or 8. Oh yeah, I also wanted to get this drone. That's what I actually wanted to get, not a chest. This is a rocket drone. Rocket drones are stupid powerful. All the drones are ridiculously overpowered in, with the glass artifact. Friggin' everything's overpowered with the glass artifact, so that's kind of a given. But yeah. Get wrecked! Stupid idiot. The guy who made the soundtrack, Chris Christodoulou, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he's Greek, so... He makes some decent music. I've only ever heard this soundtrack of his, but it's a very nice soundtrack, and I've never heard a soundtrack that fits a game better than this does Risk of Rain. The music in this game just fits so well. It's perfect. Every track is amazing and works so well with the art style and the atmosphere of the game. It's so well built. Get out of here! Don't get those spore clouds in here. Okay, so I actually have no freaking clue where the teleporter is. I've walked around this level for around 5 minutes, and I don't know. I just don't know. Come here, imp. Get wrecked. Alright, let's go. Okay, so I think the teleporter's over here. Yeah, there's the teleporter. Okay, so I found it. Honestly, wish I had found it earlier. But oh well, here we go. We're gonna fight a boss. I'm gonna guess. Yep. Greater Wisp. I was about to guess that guy, and he's dead. Bosses just kind of die really, really fast. Oh, that's right. Crap. He spawns a bunch of wisps when he dies, so you gotta be really careful. I have died so many times to those wisps. Where are you gonna get? Heaven Cracker. Every 4th attack shoots a giant, piercing death wave that just goes through everything, and it's amazing. If you can get 4 Heaven Crackers, then you always shoot the Heaven Cracker piercing shot, and it's amazing. Every shot pierces through everything and just destroys. Now that I'm actually thinking about, this run and stuff like that, I really should just do videos going through as each of the characters, and I should do some without the glass so that it's not so boring. Because I'm not showing off how difficult this game is. I am showing off the easy side of this game. This game is actually very difficult. Very, very difficult. But it's so much fun. I just love playing it. Alright, so we've killed all the enemies, and now we can go to the next level. Ooh. Boom! Very nice timing for the music there. The Sunken Tombs, Underwater Catacombs. This music here is the music I use for my Halo music. Okay, so there's a couple of chests on screen right now. There's probably one up there in the upper left portion of the screen, so I'm going to go ahead and pop my use item, and that has put some crates on the ground for me. That would also open some crates down there. Sweet. At least I think so. Why do I keep getting Monster Tooth? I don't want Monster Tooth. I want Soldier's Syringe. Because you can get a ridiculous fire rate. It's silly how fast you can shoot. You should probably start getting some goat hooves as well. Is there anything that upgrades speed? The whip. Yeah, I like the whip. The red whip. So yeah, when you're not fighting, or see, this is my normal move speed, and that's because I've been shooting and stuff, and then after a little bit of not shooting, you get a speed boost. It's quite a nice item. I like it. Oh, the poor Whirls. Every single monster in the game actually has names and like a little bit of a story behind it. When you're killing them, they randomly have a chance to drop a monster log, which will tell you about them and stuff like that. And that's actually how you unlock the Huntress, is you have to get 15 monster logs. And since it's random, it could take a very, very long time. I don't care. And you go over here and you open this chest, and he pops out and he's like, "Rah, I'm accurate!" And then you just wipe the floor with him. Because, well, that's just how it goes. Ow, that did a lot of damage. So yeah, I'm not like taking any extra damage. That's actually just how much damage enemies do. Which, I guess that sort of shows how hard the game could be if I wasn't stupidly overpowered. This level's a bit annoying because once you're down here, the only way to get back up to the top is to go around a really long way. And it's all underwater, so you fall slowly, so this is a bit of an annoying level. But I quite like it, nonetheless. Alright, let's activate the teleporter, let's go. Wait a second, that wasn't actually the boss. It's still a health bar. It spawned 2 Colossus. Every once in a while, the game will just say, "Hey, fudge you!" and send 2 of the same boss at you at the same time. And if you actually wait long enough before activating the teleporter on the harder difficulties, timer difficulties, by the way, over on the upper right, there's a timer. The longer you play, the harder the game gets. But anyway, yeah, once it starts getting harder, if you wait around without activating the teleporter, it'll just start spawning bosses that don't actually count as the teleporter boss. So, it gets pretty freaking crazy. What do I want? Let's get that. Oh, I love the music. Music is so good. Go, go, go. Platforming. Platforming's alright. If you fall off, then you actually just get teleported right back to where you started the level, which is a little annoying, but, you know, whatever. There's the other Colossus. Good gravy. Get wrecked! Boom. And he didn't even give me a good item. That's annoying. Come on, kill him. There we go. And we're moving on to the hive cluster. I actually spent most of that level just beatboxing and going along with the music. I don't know. Well, I call it beatboxing. It wasn't. I don't know. I can't really beatbox. That's a lie. I can make vague attempts at it. I will just stop and start singing from time to time because I love the soundtrack so much. Melt before me! Yeah. Goodness. There's so many songs that I wish that I could, like, make remixes of, or, like, have someone else make remixes of. But, like, a lot of the video game soundtracks that I actually like aren't really popular enough for people to go and make remixes of. Something like the Undertale soundtrack, it's a very good soundtrack, coupled with an extremely good, very popular game. Of course it's gonna get freaking remixes out the wazoo. But, like, a game like this, you just don't get many remixes, because you just don't. Not enough people really play the game. Let's activate the teleporter. Oh, it's the giant imp overlord! Oh no, what do we do? Oh, he's dead. Holy crap, that's a lot of parents. Get wrecked, Gup. Let's get an item. Get wrecked, come on, what you got? This is another great track. Tropic of Cancer, I think it's called. I bet none of you will actually understand what I'm saying here, but one of the reasons I really like this song is because it has a very Pat Metheny, Lyle Mays sort of feel. And the reason I don't think any of you will understand that is because those are jazz artists. And nobody listens to jazz these days. But Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays and stuff, they're great jazz artists. And my dad, he friggin' loves jazz music and stuff, so as a kid, I listened to a lot of Pat Metheny and Lyle Mays growing up. I highly doubt any of you know who I'm talking about. Particularly that guitar riff there. So awesome. One thing that I really like about this soundtrack is that the composer, Chris Christodoulou, he actually released something called Risk of Rain OST Engineer Edition, and it's like all of the songs split up into each of their individual parts, like the drum line and the synths and all the sound effects and stuff. It's so cool, and it's like $3, and you get every part of every song in the soundtrack. It's amazing. I really wish more soundtrack composers would do that, because I love to see how songs are made and stuff like that. I don't know if you know this, but I actually have made, air quotes that you can't see because no face cam, a few songs myself, although they're all really bad, and I'm terrible at using it. I use like a really advanced and very powerful music-making program, but everything I make with it is extremely basic and sad. Like, the intro for all my videos, I actually make that in the program. The program I use is called Reason. You may have heard of it. It's what Danny Baranowski uses to make his soundtracks. You know, the guy who makes Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, Crypt of the Necrodancer, all those soundtracks, they were made in Reason. Or at least most of them were made in Reason. And, yeah, I use that program, which is... That just blows my mind. It blew my mind when I figured out that Danny Baranowski uses friggin' Reason, and that's the program that I use. Woo! I mean, it's a very popular program, but... I don't know, I just figured he'd use something else. Because every single time I, like, see, like, an indie developer or whatever, and I'll be like, hey, what do you use to make your music or whatever? And none of them ever say Reason. I think the reason for that, no pun intended, is probably because it's an expensive program. It's expensive as fudge. But it's a very, very good program. I would highly recommend it if you want to get into music making. It's a little bit complicated to use, but once you get the hang of it, you can do some amazing stuff with it. None of my music is a good example of the amazing stuff you can do. I just realized I haven't been talking about the game, like, at all. That's really weird. The first time I tried to record this, all I did was talk about the game. And now, I'm not talking about the game at all. It's odd. Oh, the teleporter's over on this side. Crap, I wanted to go to the other side of the map and actually get a golden chest and stuff. Ah, well. I mean, I'm still gonna do it. But, you know, I may cut out the time in between there. This is another one of my favorite tracks in the game. It's awesome. It's a little bit repetitive, but it works so well for the game, and just... I love it. I love this game. I try not to geek out over games ever since the intrusion incident. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta geek out over games. If I had a series for games that I loved, this would be in there, because it's amazing, and it's the best game ever. You may notice that I didn't get the teleporter there, and I just sort of walked off over here. And that's because I want to go get a golden chest. Golden chests are guaranteed to have a red item inside, and they're stupid expensive, but if you have the Explorer's Key... See, it's coming into use. Holy crap, it's a big dragon. He's dead. Yeah, if you have the Explorer's Key, then it's super easy to get, because you can just use it, and it pops up in the chest like nothing. You don't have to spend $7 million. One of the artifacts is actually really interesting. What it does is, instead of, like, chests and stuff like that for getting items, each enemy has a chance at dropping an item. So, you could get super lucky on a level and just get a billion really good items, or you could get abysmally unlucky and get nothing. Like, nothing. That is a very interesting artifact, and I've had some interesting runs come from it. Of course, the most interesting runs always spark from the command artifact, because then you can get all sorts of weird combos and stuff that you never would have thought to use. Okay, so there's no golden chest, so I'm just going to open every single chest on screen with the Explorer's Key. See, it's a freaking good item. I really like it. There's a lot of other really good use items out there, but this is just the most useful because it helps you get more items. Okay, let's start getting some goat hooves so I can run faster. Yeah, you know, putting a goat hoof on your leg that makes you run faster. The logic in this game is a little bit askew, but whatever. I'm a space marine in space. Crash landed on a planet. Oh yeah, there is a story to this game. I haven't explained it, but there is one, trust me. Basically, there's this guy, and his name is Providence, or at least that's what your character calls him. And he destroyed your ship that you were on, and sent all these evil, deadly monsters to kick your face off. I don't know why he did that, but he just did. So now you have to go to his planet, or you're on his planet now, and you gotta destroy all the monsters on the planet and stuff, and every single one of them hates you. And then you gotta get to Providence, who's actually hiding out in your crashed ship. It's very, very cool. That's where the final level is. It's crashed ship and stuff. And so yeah, you just gotta go and fight Providence and kick his butt. It's really cool. It's a nice fight. It used to be really annoying because there was a phase where he was invincible, and it was glitched, and the invincibility phase would last for like 5 minutes. I'm not even joking. So you basically just had to survive for 5 minutes while waiting for his shield to go away. But they fixed that now. The invincibility is only, I think, 30 seconds now. Ooh, finally got an item from an elite. I was beginning to think I never would. Balls go Hoove. There's a lot of combos in this game, item combos and stuff, that will just absolutely break the game. Like, next time I get a white item, I will show you one item that, if you get a ton of it, then you just win. It's actually the main tactic for beating the all artifacts run, is the item that I will show you in a little bit. So, this is, you may notice that this teleporter looks a bit different, and the reason for that is this teleporter actually allows you to loop. You can go back to the first level and just go through all the levels again. And just, you know, do that. It's very cool. What is this? I never remember what this item does. Critical hits heal you. Oh, that's boring. Makes me do more crits, but that's, I don't know. Get wrecked! So, I do have 4 Heaven Crackers now, so now all of my attacks pierce infinitely. Yeah, it's very powerful. Hopefully I'll get a white item soon so I can show you the game-breaking combo. Of course, I probably won't be able to show you it in this run because you have to start doing it from the start of the round. Basically, it's a item called the Crown of Thorns, or barbed... No, it's called the Barbed Wire, not Crown of Thorns. That's something else entirely. And basically, when you get it, all enemies around you take damage, like, up to a certain radius. And so, the more you get, the bigger the radius gets, and the more damage it does. And if you have the glass artifact, and you get like 50 of them, then everything that comes on screen just dies instantly. It's just so game-breaking and amazing. It's really fun. That's another thing about this, is that even when you've gotten to a game-breaking point of power, it's still fun to play. It's still fun to just go around and annihilate everything. And if you don't want to do that, well, that's fine. Just play the game without the glass artifact, because the glass artifact is the most broken thing in the game. I love this game so much. It's not my all-time favorite game, as you know, that goes to Terraria, but it's certainly my favorite roguelike. It's just, I love it so much. I think that's another reason I like it a little bit more than Binding of Isaac Rebirth, is that in Rebirth, it's always a challenge. It's always hard. You can't just go, you know what, I just want to sit down and annihilate everything. I mean, you can, but, you know, you have to have a cheat engine for that, and that's cheating. That's just, I don't know. So yeah, I can loop and go back. If you loop, then you have to fight bosses like every 4 seconds, and it's insanely difficult if you don't have the glass artifact. But I'm just going to go to the final level for the purpose of this video, because I've already been recording for 42 minutes, and that's a bit long. The final level does take a little bit to get through, plus the final boss, which will probably die in a few seconds. I'm also very surprised at the number of drones I have, 3. I usually have like 17 going into this. So, scattered around this level are those golden canisters, and they give you keycards. If you get all 4 keycards, then you can open up special rooms which give you things like items and stuff, and things to assist you in the final boss fight. It's a very cool little idea. The level will not always spawn with all 4 of the things, though. Luckily, you only have to get 3, because... Oh, that's not a very good item. That's a roulette, by the way. It just gives you it just cycles through items and you get to stop it. I always just go through one item and then stop it, though, because, well, I don't know. That's just what I do. So yeah, as I was saying, you only need 3 key cards, because there's one of the levels, or one of the rooms, you can just jump into it if you have enough double jump items. The Hapu Feather, that thing right there, when you jump around, it gives you double jumps, and it gives you another jump every single time you get one. So, yeah. I'm actually gonna get... You need, like, 3 and a rusty jetpack. Rusty jetpack gives you higher jump height. Yeah, if you do that, then you can actually just jump into one of the rooms. And that room over there, you see that broken window? You can just jump in there. Normally you need a key card to go through the door and stuff, but, you know, whatever. Also, this is the main reason I have the key, is because of that golden chest down there that you can't really see because it's being obscured by my items. But yeah, that's the main reason I have the golden key, is for that specific chest. Come and get some, you giant jellyfish! Boom. Get wrecked. The elite enemies are another interesting concept that I wish more games would do. There are different colors of elites, and each color has different abilities. Like, red ones leave a trail of fire and do more damage, green ones have way more health, yellow ones, I don't remember what they do, orange ones regenerate health and do one other thing. I think they shoot missiles at you. They're really annoying. They do a ton of damage. Roulette, give me something good. That's the whip, that's fine, I'll just get more speed from it. I think that's how it works. Yeah, this is how you unlock Han D. You get to this level, you press that. Basically, if you make it to the final level, you've unlocked Han D, because that's really... It's impossible to miss that unlock right there, because it's just so obvious. It looks so much different from everything else. I really hope I actually get 3 key cards so I can show you an Easter egg in the game, which is my favorite Easter egg of all time. Or it's one of my favorite Easter eggs. It's just so awesome. So yeah. Over here is the golden chest, and you're probably thinking, well, how do you get it? There's walls in the way. Yes, these are actually walls. And the answer to that is you just walk over here and hold down, and eventually, boom, you just crawl through the floor. This is intended, and then you could just jump out and get to the chest. I could just open it with money, but, I'm gonna use my item. Okay, so what do I want? There's a lot of good, every single item in here is phenomenal. Most of them are extra good when you're not in this mode. So I'm gonna get the ceremonial dagger. Every time I kill something, those purple wispy things will shoot out and just home in on enemies and destroy them. With glass, it's a broken item. Most things are broken when you have glass. You've probably figured that out by now. There is fall damage in this game, which I find a little bit odd, but it doesn't really matter because the fall damage can't actually kill you. It always does like 1/3 of your health, no matter what. When you have, or like 1/3 of the health you have when you take the damage. So if you have like 10 health when you fall, you'll only lose like 3 health. But if you have like 1,000 health, then you'll lose 300. That math doesn't exactly work out, but, you know, approximations. This is also the only level that isn't random. Well, this and the one before it. I mean, it is sort of random, like the items always generate in random places and stuff, but like you will always get this level and the level before it. Everything else has 2 different levels that you could get, and these don't. So, there's a little bit of randomness to this game, not as much as other roguelikes, but it's just enough randomness to where it doesn't get boring, and I still really like it. Even though after a few playthroughs, you've seen every variation there is. I don't actually know what items I want. Oh yeah, here it is. The barbed wire, yeah. So you see that tiny gray ring around me? Yeah, that gets bigger every single time you get a barbed wire, and it does a ridiculous amount of damage. In fact, screw it. I'm just gonna get a bunch of these. Alright, so I think I have enough jump height to actually get into the window here, and I only have 2 key cards. I will still be able to show you the Easter egg, which is good. What did I get? Ceremonial dagger. Let's get this. I did not want that. That is the ancient scepter. That is one of the hardest items in the game to unlock. Basically, it just makes your 4th ability super powerful and upgrades it a bit. In this case, it just makes me shoot way faster and way more for my 4th ability, which is the rapid-fire death laser thing. The Commando, he's, I guess, a good beginner character because he's the only character you start out with. He's a little bit difficult to use, but with the right items, he is one of the most powerful characters in the game. A lot of people don't like him from what I've seen, but he's one of my favorites just because of how fast he attacks. Do I want to go in here? Screw it, we'll go in here. So in this room, there is this giant cannon, which you can teleport to the boss room, and Oh my gosh! Holy crap, that was loud. So yeah, that teleports you to the boss room. You can see it right there. And I could now use that in the boss fight to shoot the giant boss. So I'm gonna go down here and open another room. This one over here, the cabin. This one just has a few chests in it and the Easter egg. Oh, the laser! I forgot about this thing! So basically what this does is whenever you hit an enemy, a laser will come out of that enemy and home in on another enemy, and it's super cool. And it just does... it's one of my favorite items. I keep forgetting to get it, though, because... Like, here we go. You may see them here. You could probably see those lasers. Maybe. Yeah, you can see them. And then there's this thing, which gives you a free use item in the boss room. Alright, so I will now go to the Easter egg. Drop off this cliff, and go over here, and the Easter egg. There it is. Yeah, that's amazing. I love it. It's just a bunch of the rock golems dancing to music. And I fell off the map, which will teleport me, apparently here. I don't exactly know where here is, but, you know, it's there. More! Pew, 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 pew. Wrecking these enemies. I am now going to take another few seconds to describe how difficult this game usually is, but it isn't this time because of my artifacts. This is not an easy game. So if you don't like super challenging games, I don't recommend this game, except that I didn't like super challenging games, and then I bought this game I got it for Christmas, and it was, you know, one of the best decisions I'd ever made. This was, I think, probably the first roguelike game I ever got. Is that true? I think that's true. I think this is the first roguelike game I ever got. No, Binding of Isaac was. Yeah, the original Binding of Isaac. Speaking of the original Binding of Isaac, have you ever, like, tried going back and playing the original now that you've played the new one? It's so hard. Anyway, we have beat the game. Press A to leave the planet. We did it! Hooray! What? What's that? Providence! A super crazy, awesome dude with a sword, and oh my gosh, he does a lot of damage. I forgot about that. He actually has his invincibility shield on right now, so I have to run away. Okay. He's tearing me apart. That's not good. Wow, he's doing a lot of damage. And he still has his shield. And his shield's gone. Okay, so let's lure him up here. Come on, get up here, buddy. Get up here. No, don't do that attack. Ugh. And now he has his shield again. Dang it. I think this thing still does a lot of damage. Yep, still does a lot of damage. Ah, he's destroying my drones. Oh, he's blasting me up in the air. Get wrecked. Pew, 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 pew. Let's get a free use item, why not? Hopefully it'll be something good. That is not good. I'll take it anyway. There we go. Now, the Gilded Worms. Which can absolutely annihilate you if you're not careful. That laser there is really... Oh, loud! Holy crap, that was a bit loud. Sorry about that. Ah. Die! Die, you worms! Okay, the worms are dead. You thought me defeated. No, I didn't. Direct! I knew you weren't defeated because I played this boss before. So now he's even harder in his third phase. He spawns a shadow version of himself, which I have already killed, and he goes around and kills you again with his invincibility shield of unfair BS-ness. Boom. Come on, get rid of that shield of yours. It's so boring. There it is. Go! And he puts his shield back on. Again, usually a difficult boss fight. just dwarfed by the glass artifact. Get rid of that shield of yours, it's not fair. Once the shield goes away, he will just die instantly. And come on. Dead! Boom. So that's Providence. How? I don't know, man, but we get to leave the planet. Woo! And so he left with everything but his humanity. There you go! That is Risk of Rain. Oh, it's great fun. Highly recommend this game if you're into roguelikes. It's, as I've said many times, my all-time favorite roguelike. So there we go. We get to leave the planets. So there you go. That was Risk of Rain, as it says there. So yeah, it shows you the credits, which the credits are actually just showing you all the different monsters. It's very nice. I'm going to skip through them because, well, I'm going to. I like how Gup is way too big for his picture, so it's just a square of Gup. Woohoo! Oh yeah, there's the actual credits, but whatever. Special thanks to all those people. And me for playing... Oh, sorry. And you for playing our game. Still can't believe where we are. Thank you. Yeah. You're welcome, man. No problem. And thank you guys for watching. That was great. Apparently that's a new record for score, but I don't believe that. What did I get that's new? Oh, never mind. Alrighty, so yeah, that was Risk of Rain. If you want to see more episodes on this, please tell me so, because I am not opposed to doing more. I really like this game, and I like playing it and recording it, so if you want to see more episodes, please tell me so. It's awesome. I'll probably end up going through all the different characters and stuff with different combinations of artifacts and things if you want me to play more. That's if you want me to play more. That's pretty much up to you guys. So, yeah, that is it for this episode. Hope you all have a magnificent day. Derpo the Magnificent out.